This video, I will be giving a brief introduction to the planet Saturn in astrology. It is one of the two social planets. It takes it 29 years roughly to make it around the zodiac cycle. And it is a masculine planet. It is the ruler of the sign of Capricorn. And in traditional astrology, it was also the ruler of Aquarius. Saturn is all about structure and structures of all types. These include physical structures, the physical structures of reality, but it also includes the social structures, the various order of things, social order, traditions, and also crystallization of things into various physical forms. Saturn is about the status quo. It is what's already established and the establishment that is at any given time. It tends to have the qualities of being conservative, but it also gives stability and security. And that's also the qualities that it is seeking. Saturn is authority. It can stand for authority figures, but it can also stand for one's own inner authority and how that interacts with the authorities in the world at large. It has to do with power, both power on the world stage, but also taking one's own power. It has to do with control. It speaks of the hierarchy that is established in any organization or in the world at large. And it also is associated with the patriarchy and patriarchal concerns. Saturn is all about organization, being organized, creating organizations. It involves our long-term plans and the strategies that we develop to put those plans into place. So Saturn can be very methodical. It can give one a sense of commitment to what one is trying to achieve or what one is involved in. And it also gives a sense of focus. Saturn is ambitious. It's about one's ambitions, their career, the vocation that they put their heart into. It's all about hard work in achieving in those arenas. Saturn can give one a sense of discipline, being disciplined, having self-control, being responsible for what one gets oneself involved with. It includes one's duties, obligations, and also things that can be viewed as burdens. Saturn can give a sense of endurance, of perseverance, quality of resilience, of keeping going even when things are difficult. So sometimes Saturn is also associated with the difficulties that we encounter in our lives. In mythology, Saturn is sometimes referred to as Kronos, or Father Time. So Saturn is associated with all things to do with time, the passage of time. Saturn can sometimes require us to have patience as we wait for things to develop or mature. So Saturn makes one be in it, whatever they're in, for the long haul. However, Saturn can also be responsibly associated actually with delays in waiting for the things that we are looking for to grow and to develop and to happen in our lives. Saturn is associated with limits. When one looks at the planet Saturn, one of the most eye-catching features is its rings, the icy rings around Saturn. So because of these rings, and also because in traditional astrology, before the discovery of the telescope, Saturn was the furthermost planet that could be seen, and still is the one that is the furthest out that we can see with our own naked eye. So in astrology, it came to be known with boundaries and limitations, and also restrictions that one has to deal with in the things that one is trying to go after and would hope to happen in their lives. Saturn has come to be seen as one of the most challenging planets in astrology to deal with. So it's associated with dealing with challenges, obstacles, but ultimately with the lessons that we learn through these challenges and these obstacles. So it's also come to be associated with karma, with the lessons that we've learned on a soul level, both in this lifetime, but also over the course of our various lifetimes as a soul. And it's also come to be known as associated with destiny and with fate. So Saturn is then also associated with mastery, with the qualities that we develop as a result of interfacing with the various challenges and obstacles of life, and the lessons that we've learned, and then that wisdom becomes a part of us and can give us a sense of maturity, but also of achievement. And it's also that wisdom that is then there to be shared with others ultimately. Saturn is also associated with coldness. Due to its icy rings and its far outness in the solar system, it is seen as being cold, bringing coldness perhaps to what it touches, but also as a result of having those icy rings, a quality of being closed off, perhaps repressed. It can give someone a somewhat stoic nature, and also lend perhaps a heavy quality to the things that it touches in the astrological chart. Saturn can also bring a sense of caution. It can make one be more cautious in making decisions, perhaps give one a sense of inhibition, not feeling as free to just flow with things and to do things, not being as spontaneous. It can also then lead one to perhaps have fears in regard to certain things or insecurity. It's like not having one's sense of one's own footing, but it also can lead to perhaps a sense of rigidity as a result of that not feeling free to just flow with things. Other qualities sometimes associated with Saturn can be cynicism, pessimism, being negative about things, and also sometimes a quality of being overcritical, particularly when it gets involved in what we call synastry, or looking at the charts between two people. So if someone's Saturn is interacting with someone else's personal planet, they can feel like the other person is critical of them, and it can lead the person to just but they perhaps even in a good way be critical and not be taken in by things, so to speak. Being on the outer bounds of what was previously thought to be the edge of the solar system gave Saturn a quality of isolation. So it became one of these qualities became associated with Saturn, that sense of loneliness, being out there on the edge. Um, it also came to be associated with sadness and depression and perhaps even a sense of loss.